It's the ultimate question, isn't it? Are we alone? For most of history, that question was for philosophers and sci-fi authors. But on a quiet holiday evening in 1969, in the wooded hills of western Massachusetts, that question became terrifyingly real for a number of ordinary people. This is the story of a forgotten encounter, an event that has been called one of America's most credible and chilling mass UFO sightings. It's a story of strange lights, silent craft, and for some, a disturbing gap in their reality. Now, the legend of this event claims over 250 people saw something that night. But the documented reality is a bit more grounded. Even so, what researchers have pieced together is a story that, for over 50 years, has defied any simple explanation. Imagine you're a little kid, riding in the back of your family's station wagon. One minute, there's a blinding light flooding the car, and a sudden crushing silence. The next, nothing. A chunk of time is just gone. You're not the only one. On September 1st, 1969, an estimated 40 people across multiple towns in Berkshire County, Massachusetts, shared an experience that would stick with them for the rest of their lives. The night of September 1st, 1969 was the tail end of Labor Day weekend. In the small towns of Sheffield and Great Barrington, families were soaking up the last few hours of the holiday. The air was cool, the skies were clear. A perfectly normal evening until it wasn't. The story goes that around 8:30 p.m., the switchboard at the local radio station, WSBS in Great Barrington, started lighting up. People from different towns, all strangers, were calling in with the same wild report. A massive, silent object was moving through the sky. Some called it a saucer, others an oval. But they all agreed on two key things. It was covered in brilliant, blinding lights, and it made absolutely no sound as it performed maneuvers that seemed to ignore the laws of physics. One of the most detailed accounts came from 9-year-old Tom Reed. He was in the car with his mother, grandmother, and younger brother, driving home near the old Sheffield covered bridge. According to Tom, as they crossed, a glowing orb seemed to rise out of the nearby Housatonic River. The light swelled, swallowing their car in a bright, disorienting glow. And then, nothing. Tom's next memory is being back in the car, which was now on the side of the road. He recalled the air being strangely still, then suddenly exploding with the normal chorus of crickets and frogs, as if nature itself had been holding its breath. The family was confused, and in a chilling moment, they realized Tom's mother and grandmother had somehow switched seats in the front of the car. It was only later they'd realized that more than 2 hours of their night were completely missing. They weren't the only ones with a strange story. Not far away, 14-year-old Melanie Kirchdorfer remembered her family's car also being flooded with a powerful light. Her memory of what came next is fragmented, but she has a vague feeling of being in a large room before finding herself near the water, with a huge gap in her memory. These weren't just a few isolated sightings. Reports came in from across the region from people who didn't know each other, all describing the same impossible thing in the sky. In the days that followed, a weird silence fell over the whole thing. This was long before the internet, so the story just became a collection of local rumors. And here's where it gets really tricky. Searches of contemporary records have found almost nothing. To date, no police reports about strange lights have been located. No local newspaper articles from that week mention a mass UFO sighting. The tapes from the WSBS radio show, which allegedly captured all those panicked calls, were recorded over. Standard practice at the time, but a huge loss for the historical record. For decades, the event lived on only in the memories of those who were there. Many witnesses were kids and didn't want to talk about it. fearing they'd be made fun of. Jane Green, another witness, said for years she was afraid no one would believe her. This total lack of official documentation is a major point of debate. For skeptics, it's a huge red flag. They argue an event this dramatic would have absolutely left a paper trail and suggest the story was probably exaggerated over the years. Some have proposed conventional explanations, like misidentified aircraft from the nearby Westover Air Reserve Base. But for proponents, those explanations don't quite add up. The number of witnesses across different towns makes a single misidentification seem unlikely. Plus, witnesses were consistent about the craft's total silence and its bizarre flight path. Hovering motionless, then zipping away at impossible speeds, things that conventional aircraft couldn't do.